Thursday to everyone here on Frontier Opening Bell. I am Bosin Amafaye, and just a quick touch on Wednesday's trading day for across Africa. Look at the market dashboard just on the screen right now, with the Nigerian market down very sharply, 0.33%, dragged by big names in the banking space on Wednesday. That's 2.0% decline. The big names in the banking sector, Access, FBN Holdings, and UBA fell the most. The most actively traded stock was UBA shares. That's about 108 million shares, roughly 3.01 billion naira. And then you've got Zenith Bank, also very actively traded, 1.32 billion in local currency. The insurance stock was up 1%, consumer goods up by 1.1%, oil and gas index fell, by the way. The BRVM in Cote d'Ivoire was down about 0.75%. The Ghana stock market up by 14 basis points. The EGX30 bucked the trend that started on Sunday by a whopping 1.67% in Cairo, while the Nairobi stock market was better by 0.34%. The GSE in South Africa was up 0.57%. Though some top bank CEOs says they are beginning to doubt the rally that we're seeing right now on South African market, the biggest on the African continent. Just keep that in mind. Let's move on and check through what's making headlines across the Eastern Corridor, East Africa. That is, as we start getting news out of Bloomberg this morning, that Tanzanian authorities have banned the online edition of the nation media out of Kenya for critical content of the country. That's in the news. I'll keep an eye on that as well. Nation media is listed on the Kenyan Stock Exchange, the Nairobi Securities Exchange, as it is, and it's going heavily online since the end of the pandemic, 2021. Let's go to the Horn of Africa, where Somalia and the United States have signed an agreement worth about $70 million, which will pave the way for development, education, and good governance in this troubled state in the Northern Corridor. In the meantime, Tanzania's central bank is buying gold from mining companies as well as traders as part of the way to support not only the currency, but the reserves of the financial regulator. Rwanda's central bank and Africa Reinsurance have hosted a Future of Insurance Forum in Kigali. That was on Tuesday. And Kenya inflation reporting a downside to 3.6% for this month of September, just finished a few days ago, against 4.4% in the month of August. Food prices are beginning to taper in Kenya. Ethiopia's central bank also announced on Wednesday that it's licensed 5 non-bank foreign currency trading bureaus. Those are some of the developments in Ethiopia as the country look forward to the opening of a formal securities exchange later this month as scheduled. Let's take that down and check with the rest of the continent. Go to West Africa, where Nigeria's authorities yesterday gazetted the new law on withholding tax, which provide exemption on withholding tax, that is deducting tax at source from workers and staffers and others for some companies, including SMEs, whose turnover is around 25 million naira and below. The AfDB has showcased the technology that is needed to leapfrog Africa's agriculture sector at a wheat summit, which was for West and Central Africa. That was hosted by the DFI. Ghana in West Africa is reporting inflation up in the month of September because food prices are beginning to creep up. Again, not so good news, as it were, for the administration that is going for a major election in December. Of course, the incumbent Nana Akufo-Addo will be completing his tenure in office, but that's not good for his political party and who is standing on that platform. 14 candidates are contesting to replace President Nana Akufo-Addo. And Liberia is reported to have secured about 108 million euros in grant from the European Union. I'm taking that to South Africa. 17 looks like the new handle on the US dollar-rand relation under the new Government of National Unity, and of course the rally that we're seeing in South Africa, down from 1918 since the end of the elections on May 29 this year. The administration in Pretoria have seen some sort of good news, a comeback in terms of the key macroeconomic numbers, which led to the SARB cutting interest rate 25 basis points just a few weeks ago. In the meantime, the country is targeting 3.3% growth by the end of 2025, an average of 2% per year over the next 5 years. Plus is what some economists are predicting should lift South Africa back to its previous position as the continent's dominant economy. And the South African authorities are tipping the minister in charge of Treasury, Tshabalala, to become the next president of the AfDB. Dr Adesina, the incumbent at the AfDB, would have finished his 2 terms of 5 years each in September, and he will be leaving office next year. And the Lusaka Stock Exchange has admitted a fresh 69 million kwanzas debts floated on the exchange by the Izwe Loans Limited. And Namibia's GIPF is looking to pay pensioners tax refunds in the month of November. That will be really needed by those folks down there. And banks are warning the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe, that's the central bank, that the recent 44% devaluation of the currency, the increase in policy rate, as well as the cash reserve ratio for banks, including FX controls, would not bode well for the country, the banking system, and the economy as well. Those are some of the headlines there in Southern Africa. Let's finish off in the Northern Corridor with Egypt. Reporting about roughly $10 billion balance of payment surplus for its full year 2023-2024, while Morocco's aviation sector has been a major lever for the country's economic growth. That's according to the CEO, the head of IATA, that's the International Aviation Transport Agency there. At the conference, that's where he made the statement that Morocco has been able to use the aviation sector as a game changer for the North Africa's economy. In the meantime, Morocco is reporting a trade deficit up about 3.2% by the end of August, while Italian CNI says it's starting drilling in Libya's Ghadames basin. But we also got news overnight from the African Finance Corporation that it has floated another Eurobond, $500 million at a coupon of 5.55%. That's according to a press statement from the African Finance Corporation, which is headquartered in Lagos. This is one of the latest moves by the AFC to secure further funding for investment in infrastructure across the African continent and across various sectors, oil and gas, road, rail, whatever, and all of that. But that's the latest from the AFC. Bringing $500 million in well-subscribed bond to the table. And that's the latest on your Frontier Africa reports. Your opening bell this Thursday, the 3rd of October. I am Bosun Amafaye. Have a great day.